Tolerance. What does that mean?
Tolerance means being able to accept someone just how they are. You don't expect them to change. You can just be glad of who they are as opposed to. And that taught me how to be tolerant as well. Because honestly, I think we can all be a little intolerant to some things.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a little guilty of that. And it taught me to just open up my horizon to other things, other opinions.
What are you? They approach like I do with searching eyes, slowly parting lips, broken, scratchy tones, their hesitant words slide out of their insecure mouths like the wheels of a used car rumble over that strip on the side of the highway. Insecurity is like a disease. I say like because, unlike disease, confidence is a responsibility. But what are you is the question they ask. They inquire about my identity because their eyes wonder about my ethnicity without giving me their low pride.
I'm surprised I can survive all these days in the presence of such intense insolence. Quietly, I try to skirt by the verbal minds that mess with my mind, simultaneously attempting to dodge the insulting bullets of an M16 that shoots out 16 versions of annoying. Keep your negative comments to yourself, and I'll try to do the same. It's beginning to become hard because when you push me too far, I start playing your kind of game. And that's not who I am. I don't want to be the kind of person that I can't stand. With your venom-filled words and your kicking the little guy while they're down. You probably consider yourself royalty, but if I called you your bulliness, would you accept that crown? Even if I do convert you, I'm not naive enough to believe that there still won't be after that school.
There is nothing wrong with the truth. Sometimes we, as imperfect beings, just can't hear it. Now, this is my opinion, but maybe, just maybe, there is nothing wrong with that whale. Maybe the problem is every other whale, because there are days when I speak, and it sounds like a confused typewriter, and there is no backspace button. There are days when you speak, and it sounds like a lead guitar with missing strings in a sold-out concert. There are days when truth speaks, and it sounds like... I realize that the truth hurts because it's always by itself.
I have the mindset of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and J.F. Kennedy. But there's a saying, you live on your knees or die on your feet. Me, Larry Mervin, will die on my feet for change. So since I stand here for change, since I demand change, since I speak of change, which one of you are gonna aim?
Black and white, that's all that people see. But it's more than just a fallacy, racial slurs, and segregation there. So this is the America I know.
So I was most shocked at the quality of the work that my kids produce.
I actually got a chance to meet Josephus last semester. I didn't know of him until one of my other coworkers, she told me about him, and she told me about how he came in and the purpose of service learning and incorporating poetry and whatnot. So I pulled my class in one day, without asking the other teacher. I was like, I'm just gonna go in here, just so that he get exposed to poetry, because we were actually covering poetry. And one of the stories we were reading, it was a reading class that I had, one of the stories we were reading was called Hip Hop is Culture. So when I walked in, and one of the things that he talked about was rap. And what does rap mean? And I never actually thought about it. And then he got the kids talking about it, and then they came up with the definition of rap. I was like, this is perfect. Like, it intertwined perfectly.
Pops taught me never lose, so I learned to dislike the quitters. He told me be yourself, so I learned to dislike my fitters. He told me be a man, so I learned to dislike my sitters. Now I buy my own shoes so I can pass it to my sister. Cause I know when I'm born, she gon' have to have a mister. And I wanna choose it right so what's left doesn't kill her. They ask me what's last for me, I'll tell you what's her beginning. Hey, yo, Nick, what's life worth if you don't have a life worth living? I tell them it's not hard, I'm staring dead at the big picture. I live to live twice, so in death lies elixir. So we all have set time and no ticker. I figure that not only is your mind in the blizzard, and you only live once, they said let's live it up, homie. I serve a different model, you obey God only. Look me up, I church everywhere I'm standing. I do my own thing, but the Lord still commands me.
To my mother, it's nothing short of the Holy Ghost. But when spirit with church fan lips, I hear her voice through my AC vent on Sunday morning. She says, Trey, what's your Bible? Trey, why you got those church pants I bought you on the floor? Don't you have any respect? I remember the mornings when she threw tornadoes at me with leather belt strapped that I always landed on my backside. She broke my temple and showed me that being a mosaic is just as beautiful as being a painting, because being broken is beautiful. Show me that we shine at the ones we love, to show them we're gonna be there to piece them back together, that our God can piece anyone back together. But be careful what you ask for, because some things are just meant to be broken, though.
When I found out that I was pregnant, my mother looked at me. And she told me that she was once upon a time disappointed in me. But I told her, you can't be disappointed in me because you have 7 seeds. And you don't take care of not one.
How do you pray for a girl who doesn't believe in altar calls, who lost faith in the way our hands claps together like Bibles, and our hands are smooth as the stones David defeated Goliath with? It seems that these are the only place that her demons have not found refuge in. This girl stands like a perched sphinx. So her hair is a cross between a lion's mane and Nile waves. All body can make a man's jaw levitate off the ground she walked on. This woman was heavenly. When did goddesses ever cast shadows?
The amount of time it took for his lips to form words that split open almost closed wounds. Yo, she black as hell. All about the giggles of his niggas that he was playing leader for. And the sound of that last giggle muffled the sound of my face hitting the floor. I just hate how I have to come to this. Every time someone wants to stamp a name on mine, but Yasmin, those kids don't matter. And the part that's even sadder is the fact that I get madder at myself for offending them. At my parents for making me this way. And at God for claiming that he wouldn't give me anything I can't handle. But I can't handle another low blow like this. My emotions are running rampant. For a race there is no prize for, but I hope my confidence will win. So I don't have to be dependent on the foundation that this nation has me so worried on. I just want to be pleased with what I see when I look at me.
I will voting win because when I first got into poetry, I want to do something different. You know, students in my classroom, they do poetry. Teacher, she taught us what poetry was. We read poems of great poets. You know, all the same. You know, deep, serious, meaningful, depressing. And I don't like that kind of stuff. I like to laugh. I like to smile. So I wanted to do something that you just laugh at and smile about. Because if you don't laugh and smile, the life is really dull. By the dawn of day, to the mist of night, it's a sound smell that leaves no sight. And after all, time began. Oops, excuse me. I just spoke when. It's known worldwide, future, present, and past, as poops, farts, and passing gas. And even though it stinks now and then, oops, excuse me. I just broke in. Next time I fart, I'll blame Taco Bell. The beef burrito didn't sit well. I suppose a warning would have been Mary, instead of being ambushed by my silent but deadly.
From birth, she cradled me against her breast while you cradled the bottle. And while you left your mark on her back, she left her lip print on my cheek. And told me never to fear because men who lay their hands on women are weak. But if a man ever makes it up in his mind to use his hands to try to distort my body, remind him that it will be the last time he ever has hands. It's like the more she cleans me, the dirtier I feel. Like Pine Sol and Mopping Glow is an apology for the way she bleeds on me because of the way he beats on her, but I know it's not her fault. I know she loves me. I can see it in her eyes. She loves me. She just doesn't know how to love me. She's always apologizing to me, even though she calls me his name. I guess we both realized a long time ago that he just couldn't hear her. She tells me her prayers. It's like my square tiles remind her of empty confessional rooms. I guess she figures that you can't hear her either, but I don't know why though, because she is always praying.
Her heart is going faster than an 18-year-old in a mile ride. Her family's stressing what you're telling them. Don't you worry, child. Our Lord's right beside me. Her family can't take it, but she's being strong. She prays with a monster that her sickness won't prolong. She looks at her sons and daughters and tells them, every time bad influence comes my way, I always seem to cast it straight. She looks out the window where bad influence travels, witnessing people's minds turn harder than gravels. She repeats again, don't you worry, child. Our life is a jungle, trust and believe it always gets this wild.
These letters I write aren't of pain and misery, but love and sadness because I allowed you to beat me. See, even though I loved you, the physical marks and anxiety you put me through, I dealt with because I constantly made excuses of why I loved you.
With every last bit of my soul, I felt he was the one. But he didn't take thrones to the skull, nailed hands and feet crucified on the cross all for me. He wasn't that one. So no matter how bad I wanted him to stay, I wasn't about to fall from God's grace, the only one who got me this whole way. So he got his needs met by other girls. And trust me, he wanted to come back, but I'm nobody's secondhand girl. Sorry, sweetie. Nobody's both worlds. That is the exact reason why I lay here broken with no fix. And this is why I asked God, what did you envision to happen when the man that I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with ruins me? Today I asked the Lord, why make me? I said, God, I'm short of amazing. I'm flawed and confused, naive and abused. So how could you possibly love anything reused? I curse too much, I sleep around, I lie to everyone up and down, I smoke that loud, act like a clown, so what is it you see in me now? Clear as day, this is what he told me. I see that little girl in church with eyes full of wonder and food on her shirt, running to my altar begging for a new heart that her mommy and daddy slowly taking apart. I see a woman that's still growing, a strong leader that I'm molding, a woman that's unfolding and great works you get to show me. So my child, get up, raise a standard and be tough. And when you raise your hands and surrender, I'll know you truly had enough.
That's all it takes. You know, if everybody knows a little something, you know what I'm saying, and they're willing to share it, then they make it better. Think of yourself like a ray of light, right? If we have like a little ray of light and we're adding it to a dark room, the more light the better, right? But if you don't open your mouth and keep your light to yourself, then the room ain't gonna be as bright as it could be if you were part of it.